Yo, Yama, everything Funina, Aqua Bio, Aha, a Garden City Television, Anopa Bosuo ni Emrason se Abeja Fonso, Jim Rena, the Bon Crater, Moon Semno, Womo Edi Hong Commando Pensu, Yamia Dom, Joshua Kwame Fuga, a NDC communication team member from Ashanti Oha. Joshua Kwabo.
Yeah.
Same Pumie.
Yaminadom,
aspiring deputy.
Regional Secretary.
That's right.
Archibald
Inchi Aqua, and a member of MPP communication team in Ashanti. Archie Aquaba.
Many am also.
Important to say.
Basaya Domadaroma. Maybe say once on the numerous viewers of Penny the Penny Garden City Television or Peubia Hoye.
Namiadumo, Adom na do dia bedune. Na say appointment na say amount for say achi. Uncle pray MP ewo Ultafo.
And now Mohana will be fair and say, hey, what is a Caron? So you're a national coordinator for the national alternative livelihood program.
The launching.
She's a national coordinator. And I knew some Yaman MC in a when I'm saying, I remember any
we now contest or Tafo.
Yeah, I remember any.
It will happen. It will happen. He deserves it.
Okay.
Yeah, it will happen.
And so he's more than capable.
Yes, more than capable.
Okay, Yenshare and Samuel Hall. Now, my main can say NDC ne Electoral Commission Tokana, Ebuya Ding. And Electoral Commission is as a almost now Yenshare Hayana, John Mahama ya bomb knockout to the door. Say no more so pursue over home. Since some John Mahama come from Hunano, a bioha and Yano Cre. Name of Senabea no cribby bem no Ghana Funina, bet your Mohasino. Also police voting bem na sa 1 million thumb printed ballots no ye hu be bia no kre no ewo pa Joshua mame fa asem we say no en sha say en free also
welcome mame en child I mean chair me Archibald me wishing all the best appointment or no ye bon pa say empenyfo be hu edwumade a obo ama MPP ni aban na ma hwe ne level of competence and hear me pa na omo they are rewarding accordingly na menchia me regional chairman and just na kwesi ni obi biara waji broshe Garden City TV. Electoral Commission a constitutional body. They are mandated to overlook our elections and to share assembly elections. Electoral Commission conducting me boy. Oshe Nano MMDC's elections is conducted by the Electoral Commission, Mebwa. And so Oshe Nyome call so during this MMDC's elections here. It should tell you something about the EC. I do baby no a whole MP crane see manin ra a dining a man on your day. Uncle Freddy Ecoso and Kofon do what electoral your friends assembly members no ni padodo be 27 na akobro so no mo na be 30 and answer 37. We've witnessed all these things and in the end this for then after the ya beti asese nye nwanwa say sebio James Abubu abano na after the abro 100% ebinsi wo Ghana da na I shared a document with the producer. My name is Obetia making available on the screen. Na yenumi bino Bosman Asare there. You know he's a former teen president. That time na no ye Abrantia na or ye Amanyosem ewo universities no.
Test one or thing.
Sorry. Test God. Aha. The Omodia 2 TVs we me and Amigina on a channel and your regional communication officer and Minya Katanga and a woman. Now where was on the 7th of December. I coaching phobia. Now omukura ballot papers. It was an SUV vehicle. I no money na mchomo de omodwuma di omodin so. Omo a particular polling station. Omo pen of omo phobia omo police station. Near amount ballot already printed ballot papers.
E-system
CHA ni bibia ni kura me no. Me na I was holding the copy. Bibia stamp ni bibia bo echire.
Serial number
bibia bo echire. Me see me hu paper me yem hye me yem hye me say eh enti paper we na there ekura nkofo mo de na ma bonto mo de wera ballot box mu na na. And until we saw it, you be we see you no crab about 8 watching. And until the call by Bossman Asari said police should come and investigate John Dramani Mahama's allegation. No, me, we welcome it. We welcome it because the police investigation we are. And then on finance in court. Say police investigation we. Now say there's a criminal activity be to say the media show evidence am dey show TV is wa enye court na ebekwa ko wi enye court na ebekwa ko wi court. And until why do you waste our time if you actually believe in the police investigation? Say police investigate will be allegation because anke ye my kwan say interrogatory say yem bisa electoral commission anke ye my kwan say anke ye bisa electoral commissioner. I believe that you will not have come back here again and to call on the police to do the investigation. Intermediate message, me part. I'm speaking as Joshua Kwame Fuga, NDC party communication member. But then me Bompa say the leadership of NDC will welcome the call. Now evidence gather na yako presented to the police, and then the police will send the evidence to the Supreme Court, and then the electoral commission will call back to the Supreme Court to answer some of the questions that we wanted to ask them during the Supreme Court proceedings. No? And until media, I believe say the call from Bossman Asari now is the call at the right direction. We welcome it. It is my prayer that the leadership of National Democratic Congress will take the matter up, and then the police too should also take the matter up and start investigating the issue. Fine.
Sir, ballot na moka ho asem.
Yes.
A final itself in the ballot box. No na chese itimi boama MPP din ko na say.
Yes.
No, because you have polling agents was centers nyina. Say na no na boss man can say there was only one center over voting course. It is say na mo so mutie mo but na say there will be 100 people never high. You can 150. Na still your kind.
By God's
court, some man fast evidence now must be over voting cause or maybe.
I was privileged to be part of the national audit team. Me concry. And my year auditing of every single pink sheet. In Tichichemu and my regions, I was handling of East region and then Ashanti region and then I think Upper West. Meanwhile, in fact, she say overvoting. So I don't know because there was only one overvoting. Now, Bossman Asari should stop talking as an MPP activist. Onjai Sadian, he should be professional and behave like a Ghanaian. What you say? Jai San Komona would not form MPP for no monkasa assembly. What you can what they were said and say, Sebi, and this is first of my peeved. You call court no. You see a PC bisa win. It was only 14 interrogatories. 2012, what the interrogatories called court. The Supreme Court judge at that time allowed you to ask the Electoral Commission questions beyond na mo person mo be say Electoral Commission. And then I had the person be some questions that after the judge for some moment bisa. Yen train the due cross examination na be bisa. Asema wo bisa.
Enu bi na mo bisa na a force is say enu abossman say so ma bonti amekasa. On them can be Tom for a dream.
No, but no,
easy. And no be that drew where you are fairly or mobile bonds. I be
once a would be saying their coin banner, sa ballot papers, no, won't say ye secret balloting. Ye secret balloting. Eti wo Brakwame, Okwako Tuaba. You have been compromised. Yamao ballot papers. Bako 5 enum. Say wo de bomodin ye disika kan wo disika nation. But more dear say wudruwa fakwa ballot box. It is very simple. Who papers nation bottom. Who got to about obi search. Obia.
But say you know said them Boots, you know.
A secret ballot. Omo and I ref say omo the box be cover on.
Which will be like.
Which obi ehun de wo ye wo ho.
We are. Say 100 dey fine. All thumbprint will be.
Nobody sees it because a secret.
Box no.
Box who so my dey be cover on. Who say no my e be esa cover on.
Aye. It's a hon na betimi
e won na betimi you paper dey a share.
That's all dey kwa to box no e si abonten na. No what you
fantastic obi ehu and it is practical. They make I say be a economic size be na say a size be owim practical.
Go into sometimes you back in can na we na adena broso.
Abonso
nipa do
and MPP has leverage on the omo so-called stronghold in Ashanti region no. And omo di ria ememu Ashanti region. And I'm telling you say this particular guy, a chain, no, he didn't call Central Police Station. Could you believe that an order came from the flag sellers of Munjai gentleman? I am telling you, we drove the guy to the police station because he chain, no, me and regional communication officer, and they didn't come near, didn't call him. And so now, also, you on Kasa. In the SUV car, now it was a brown SUV. SUV car and the air teacher papers, no, it has to. It drove off. Wow, into some can say John Mama can say already tamped ballot papers. These ballot papers they are still in our custody. It is still there. It was part of our evidence and the court. Anka interrogate is na ye bi so omo anka ye omu ya no a anka san krater na beba be dedi. Boss man say am fa bi anko court. One dey catch no.
But printing of the ballots. Printing of the ballots no. Process of printing the ballot papers na anka no. Party reps ni obi awo ho bi security tight wo ho a
ori if say omo print extra 1 million bi e man no no ko raise alarm e man no TV 4 menim say mo ko bi a YouTube phone na akoye sa 1 million e kwa share no was an extra a year omo printing it differently for Ashanti region e na maye ko hu ye e de no dey wo ho. So that first one was an attempt to smuggle extra 1 million.
So that one is different from.
It is different.
Another 1 million.
It is different. Another 1 million. It the first one near chi omo. It the second near say ya chi omo. No, we said they have smuggled another one into Ashanti region.
Okay.
And until here there, maybe to be honest with you, I welcome this call. The IGP Dan Paris should take this thing up. You best send it somewhere. Now the police follow omunim ade. I know there are forensic departments in the Ghana Police Service. They can check the serial numbers of each ballot box. Send a time for you constituency. Say a time just ballot box. Not see a checky serial numbers. No, not say bias sign. This is the work I'm expecting the police to be doing, and that is the only way we can find out whether there was an intrusion of a foreign material into the ballot paper. Okay. Because every polling station, on a unique serial number, and it's obi a day. You will see it, you clearly will be. But when say omo kan abana obi no check serial numbers because that time the pressure wo and omo ankasa too share the creative pressure no polling station it is planted. They invest so much in rigging. Me near kasa omo so be di ho dance. What I say, they invest so much in rigging into more creative pandemic. You see NDC, you see
your strong goals in
voter region, you see, okay. The truth of the matter, they say, this 2020 elections, it gave me confidence that NDC is the most strongest party in Ghana. Do you know why? We a new voters register. Voter region for more intimidating or more. If you voter region for settlers or more border towns now, you want to intimidate them. But look at the figures that NDC had. We won majority in parliament. You had to kill Ghanaians.
And no, boss man so won't be fast to born more.
And the baby man penny na do am go for. Only the baby born because that time no, on na Ghana security shelling sa. Nti the baby na do go for on the man order say yenku sa Ghanaians no. Enu nti na wonti mi nkose busuani bia no. Say yenti mi fan boy lecture commission there. The baby na do go for. The point that somebody must take the blame. Because yet me can say to your memo na BBC AC na penyi bi ni wa ebetimi abonus bo. Come on,
we can do that ourselves. Achi,
coming.
we there when the electoral commission there,
yes.
but you are interested.
Yeah, Kwame. Message will be now. Mechia your numerous viewers. Now, me bra the incoming deputy regional secretary. Me de bi amba me kan me say me pese omotu tia no. Na me nya obi off. Na nke ne mabai na me bofa no so sa na me call. He's a very strong contender to contend with, and I me penisa. Ti me de me sra NDC for 18 me say monko pe kokwahwe akwabi man say de bi amoye no mo de mo say mo politics mo ye ne bottom up. Enti monko pe kokwahwe akwabi na mo fa na deputy ne ma no. Na aja because radio so me ko TV so de bia me kwa na metima bu nkama fa no so. But Kwame, let me also say before I start and say I'm currently a member of the Wontumi team. Who say a friend is saying NDC4 ahyase eye ade bi na me pese patriot bi a wo hwe me bia na ni ba no ho so santimem ye be bia we have a lot of our votes na NDC4 pedi off isan so me say Wontumi akukudo no so dodo Wontumi ni yetin into your radio so before Wontumi have mutunu, and that is being the campaign ekoso into mesre patriot to be our team bia say betimi I win elections. I've said governance comes after winning the election, and Wontumi has proven in 2016, in 2020 MPP Nibian kai the NDC 4 year with Yabo Atijan and the national chairman conference former Dr. Dr. Putofi. Before Putofi, chairman of the winning the NDC made a mistake when they have won the 2012 elections with Komne J and Yabo Atijan. And no sponsor Kofi Adams and Kofi Putofi. No share them Guasia Potoa at 2 NDC in 2016. So we don't change winning team. And the MPP, let's not make that mistake. The 2024 elections is about experience and not experiment. And for me, I believe that Governor Wontumi, Chairman Wontumi has proven. So on to now office in Cabo Fakesi, Yako Okunano oni Yako Tari posters oni Yako. And that is why I believe, so if it is about elections and winning elections, then Governor deserves to be the next to be retained as the chairman of the region. But Kwame,
so breaking the 8,
Wontumi,
a factor.
Yes, we maintain to break the 8.
All right.
Very, very important. Kwame, yet TV in the run up to the elections, during the elections, sorry. I mean, is your official electoral commission official or Shana Tadi? NDC for na command sika. Our fact ruler, not their two ballot papers who will talk for the tea. Didn't we see that? It came on national TV. What's he talking about?
Export ballots.
Export ballots, Ben. It was later on that we see on man no idea but of share na so unya cratch ni 777 February unim de no kwani man. No chop for the free so. It came on live TV. It came live TV. People saw it. Said the president of the republic who was also contesting the elections. Nipa da seni the ruler to no so twa ni free so. Yeah, the ballots na ma say nipa nkro na kan ko toma wo. Did the MPP complain? But you see, me and the Okana, you are John Dramani Muhammad.
Did the MPP complain?
Yes.
Certain fractions one complain.
No, but as I said, the complaints is about the process. But what I say, of course, which is allowed. But so many said, when elections, because we had illiterate polling station friends agents. Wo party man de omo ready akotwa so ma wo se oba be president omo ko gina wiem se baby wo kwa duane ko eso mfam ko man fam bro wo be ka so mo ye illiterate enu na lose elections no afi de also say ya town printer mo afi de also say military for na the man is so inconsistent. But I'm not surprised, Kwame. This is a man what babonti abeka say it's an old trick in the book. Vilify the referee, discredit the game so that they can refuse the results. Kwame, the elections of 2024, in spite of COVID, and globally every economy is suffering. Ghana for who say yes, but Nana Dam Kokufa Gusu Soso Nemano, ably supported by Baumia and the MPP government. And Nuntino Usha MPP4 have a very strong and solid chance of winning the 2024 elections. Into Yenke Jengum, Nasa de Beya results in the back, bit me discredit. Waka say Kufa in the Kunko for an election or the Beya president. In the run up to the elections, a whole former president, you incited people. Who inciting Kofo? And we were born out of revolution. We have revolutionary roots. Etiabadia, we will match them boot for boot. And I go for them with the kucha so we. Sure, Kwame, I have said it, and I've sat on several radio stations and I've said, so we are political partners who will push in us and Kofu, and you have a problem. At the internet MPP, whenever we are in opposition, the elections are peaceful. But whenever the NEC goes on opposition, nobody buga buga. It is not surprising because Makaje said they were born out of revolution. Nobody can beat them. And these are the words of the former president of the republic, John Dramani Mahama. It is sad. Eti say no better na haka say printing press bi anajo one minua Abbas uko tena printing press anajo bi ko print ballot papers e call bookshop bi ko toto ink na mo ko hye dem bi de mo sa print paper so na begina TV so emuna wani mu ya o say easy paper. What is the proof that paper now will display on TV so it's from the electoral commission? What is the genuineness in this? Anything can you bet my I am telling you on record say minua Joss Fuga only minua Abbas and the cotton them yes and the money because it's an old trick in the game. That is their own words.
Then that EC is justified by some police from Rem. No,
so that is why I'm saying it's a Kwame. And I will be saying a very fantastic question. And I like the way Kwame you do your interviews. Very succinct. So you had all these proof. This was during the elections to Kwame. But yet you went to Supreme Court and you were comparing mangoes with oranges. You couldn't submit this to the Supreme Court as evidence. What are you talking about? In 2020, when we went to the Supreme Court, we submitted over 4,000 pink sheets as evidence. So you had a genuine ballot paper from the Electoral Commission. Say you tampering it even prior to the elections. And you had evidence that you still couldn't submit. When you went to Supreme Court, they were even asking you, say, one class will call later results. Why you said you couldn't give out? When the judge asks you, ma will call later results, near who said, Mumu Diana, Mumu Sumamu agency, I also mean agency illiterate. What did you matem? Conform them with the culture, what did you matem? Almost set up collation sentence. What? Been doing internet cafe, no set up. Ana network in the banner katikasa na eja nasco television woman do. So they couldn't collect their results. Now they suborno ekobo easy. I believe that the EC has conducted herself and the commission has conducted itself perfectly. Look, I have sat on several platforms and I've said the expectations of Ghanaians in the run up to the 2020 elections were scary. Kwame, voter registration when I'm hey, Obi as a health worker, Yariaba. The EC conducted that exercise perfectly and just without any blemish. Sabe. Propaganda friends, the CEO so make it sure we said there will be dead bodies across our streets. Were there dead bodies across the street? The EC did a fantastic job. They did the verification. They did all the processes I saw prior to the elections. They conducted one of the most perfect elections for the first time in the history of this republic. Police station there were no queues. The election was seamless. So electoral commission I think it's just a way of continually discrediting the electoral commission. If they have the evidence like he said, they should make those evidence available to the police. The EC, I believe, but I believe have absolutely nothing to hide. This is an election. The EU blog that came credited the electoral commission. If you had the EU report on the elections of 2020, so much credit. Kodeo, the local the special assistant to the Honorable Chief Dr. Sheikh Asharubutu, the National Chief Imam, he spoke. He gave so much credit to the Electoral Commission. Declare about there were other international organizations, partners. Strong room. Everything the Electoral Commission did was to make sure that the elections were free and fair. Now we start the questions about it, and I realized that in submission he made a contradictory statement. So Obi to me the ballot paper question, and yet you sat here and said, say every polling station ballot book be it is serialized. Kwame, it would end foreign material, but it will be no.
Then I don't know what you say. Yes? During counting, you're 2 year counting now. Nobody checks.
Kwame, when they catch you,
you know,
who checks? No, when police station agents. It is not true.
Yes, you have cover elections.
When you go,
you are witnessing counting of the ballots.
When you go and they are counting the ballot paper, But I will say Abubo.
Yeah.
It will be no. He looks at the where it is some printers say be and then the serial number and say one, not that one. I just say you see the MPP, we are very, very particular about these things.
My witnesses so far during elections, the you be say argument no way or tomorrow ya sort to be ad you be an kind of one you check
serial number
I'm telling you, when we had our training we were told say one, you look at where the thumbprinting is, two, you look at the serial, because every police station behind all the my parties.
Yes, you trace serial numbers of all the ballot books. No,
yes. At the end, MPP for the we are very much particular about it. How would you be able to identify that this is a foreign material?
Okay. How
would you be able to identify? Say that make you see, they are not almost never saying from.
But we witness incidents of overvoting.
Where?
You better until be that say
in the run up to the 2020 elections, where can you give me evidence that they were overvoting? Give me one. Give me one evidence in the run up to the 2020 elections. They were overvoting.
The 2020 but they say now ABC 2016 I was at Chumakwangoma.
So how does it happen?
My polling station be just say no 3 hours. The later I'm so okay ni the abro so ni free mu na yen kind ya kan. So that was agreement. That ABC which means say ade na ya tete na kekanya no. E bia be kan ho if the free buy.
That is why you must give credit to the J. Mensah-led Electoral Commission. Because these things, Kwame said, okay, we've been following politics from 1992. But in the run-up to the 2020, you tell me, say, if not eliminated completely, it came to a barest minimum. I am being frank with you. I am telling you, because I was surprised about the outcome of the 2020 elections. That's what I say. What do you mean who said, and no party even had opportunity to be real? Because the verification was done. When in 2016, there were instances where never verification. So we are aware. Even John Domani Mahama Kwame
machine break it down.
Yes, but tell me in the year 2020, if I na and you'll be verification.
Machine break it down.
Fantastic. And this is a commissioner. Why you Juma kama see? Now fear this will work bonus. Say what tampete 1 million a. No alcohol, for instance, printing press, I call printing Bibia Begina TV so muna when you find evidence. Me said okay, and I also agree with him. If they have any evidence, they must submit to the police so the investigation can begin.
So you think, sir, police for Bevno, a bit me bring a finality to this allegation? Now, say we missed a golden opportunity during the Supreme Court hearing. Now, Nanka interrogatories Nanka NBC for person or Mubisibisana, Ya Makwano, and Kibi and Kanono Baswa, and can also bit me bring a finality. So we missed that golden opportunity.
Marcus, I've had a problem with the way I almost your argument with the interrogatories and stuff like that. I'll tell you why. Check. In the year 2012, when we presented our petition, a petitioner sat in the box and was interrogated. There were 3 petitioners, Jake, Nanado, and Dr. Baumia. 3 petitioners. So a petitioner sat in the box and he got interrogated over 1 good week. Sometimes
Afarijan also sat in the box.
Afarijan sat in the box. Let's look at the dynamics. In the year 2020, did the petitioner sit in the box?
No.
No petitioner sat in the box.
The rep by.
I'm not talking about a rep. I'm talking about a petition. Say I was part of the.
Then EC also did not sit in the box.
So the dynamics are not the same because the evidence that we presented necessitated say Obi Betrem no defending and necessary EC Betrem no to justify. With your case, what is the evidence that they submitted? Look, when they were even going to the Supreme Court, there were a lot of even their own surrogate CS to some case number code is weak. A lot of us are in legal background, but we've been following political discussions for some time. Even felt miserable for them. When you say look at your court number and say you should give even the collateral figure, you run an end to me a massive figure. So they were not prepared for the process under the electoral petition. They were not prepared. They were not prepared. It was like I said, they didn't because they when they told me because the parliament here they told me yeah members ni bo because omuko jina baby yeah but even when J. Mensah even announced and I require the win equality jubilating so motive so we had to do something as it were to appease young delegates so illiterate,
Okay.
So we have to submit something to the Supreme Court. Look, Kwame, I'll tell you why I am saying they were not prepared again. The petition the petition that they even submitted over 21 days, they had time to prepare. What happened? There were so many errors in that petition, and they had to do some amendments, send some motions to even do some amendment. That should tell you, even Omukra as a party, they were not prepared. And that argument cannot be made, say because there were interrogatories that were answered and the EC sat in the boss and the petitioner sat in the boss. The same can be said about the 2012 elections.
All right. Actually, let's move on. After all, no, or sini pedidi. Livelihood, alternative livelihood program or mampeni a launch ewo takwa.
Kwame, me shall say announce me no.
Do I make a crowd?
I say we can be party na lunch in TV.
Oh, man, shall say.
Yo.
So we don't quite remember buga.
Shall say, Emreno, you use 4 minutes.
Yeah, just quickly. I think it's a step in the right direction. Like as a state, Kwame Mtias is more problem. Me crash in Suba Kweda, Oma shall say to Galamsey.
Oma shall say it. You're fighting in every
when I called me friend Heno, I can say, nah, Mira, not then a woman come here to Galamsey, so many committee mind. I'm the committee mind was you. I feel okay, say, man, Papa Mitchell, me man on Bear Friday, or betty my friend on call, and I'm saying, Mira, and Kofoba was asked to mine. I just say, some by 3 good weeks in your henny. Oh, catch him some uncle home for when you share. As no saying, Kofi, me yen maybe into the mammy time kakra. But from here, I'm sending a petition to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Yeah, Peniso. Our children are seeing no more say no. But what I say, then Suba Kusupona, a fire chroma, what hem cost supply in Sioma, in Krobe, in Numesia. Over about 10,000 people depend on the water. All my whole cry, I'm a native of the town. Adubi Amati, a native of the town. What of fact, escalators are very he will have me to deal with. And I'm telling you, I'll make that promise to you. So I'll follow this issue through and through. But let's thank God for Nanado Dankwakufuado. Mining has been with us since time immemorial. Yashima who said, the way a man and near Yano, and your how new Unuba, into Yamamusi Zia. I feel you see a bayan in such a way, sir. Ye be yet no regulated. I be community mining, I betray baby a hono, you don't say borders no, untimim crossing and ma, baby a mains you. Said the bear or say no, and me any day, and G and some more. I feel in the Yenesana, any baby they will lose out. A be an excavator yaji, a be an instrumental or use yaji. It is a bit of bakaka. It took all the mining towns like Takwa and then Potema, Nipa be Juma Ida asset. It's not a banya or what man or drain the man for whom necessary policy be bar, ubit me the Abasosanum. And another Kufa, the National Alternative Livelihood Empowerment Program, no, ABA, they be provided opportunities. Now, Oshema, there was scope be the first scope, and they said, Oma, na omo, any opportunity to go back into mining, no, we have to train them so that they will do it right. And until now, here, the George Grant University of Mines and Technology, Waterpa, and UMAT, former UMAT, no. Ebe mu be training for say the be ya sebe impressed yasa so we use mercury we jai ni a chop kwan papa betima fa so still betima to agudi and part what you say it that aspect is there. So those who would eventually go back into mining, no, is going to be regulated now. They've been trained to do it right. There's also reclamation. Assassin be brassay, insuni be brassay. The next year, per new technologies are any plants are you do it me in term, any reality me in term, but what I say, near to me reclaiming assassin. I feel place almost too soon. I say to me, quite a bit my Sanya Manina, na sebe and Quada Mukusku and Enko Tomu in. And that is also the aspect reclamation and afforestation. I feel so we're also looking at providing other opportunities. Say a year at the PAM, say a year masonry, any other venture BI, you between this Kashim, say any person do Japan, be making some finances available to the person, and if an alternative livelihood in a quite a fast one. Say Nipa na nye mind hina, no person ya de fufu bia, quite a fast person Nipa na sing. No to me any business kakra bia say na say any trade bi kakra no. That program is also that aspect is also being considered. And nyame ayadom minua ba Sewa Carol, Dr. Louis Akao, and the national coordinator. And you man, congratulations. Now, you say, or you'll be our sumpa, or best some president, any of my Ghana. Next, you say, yeah, Modibano, and just on paper, but it will go on the ground. Now, my strength so. And you say, you're Cotinan crying, and you say, you'll be a Koyan crying, and Kumasi crying. Kumasi and crying, you said, I am my name. But what I say, even though the offices are here, but in Krasno, a man see a hono, man sum hono, takwanum hono, until they should move to the ground and casa. So the bear say, be a cabin yadema, name, yes, conformity can yet come but takwa hono, bogo so hono, a man so hono, a chibim potem hono, oma homo yet directly impacted by the gala stop hono. those are the people that I say umtimi share no umtimi benefited from the package that has been made available by the government.
Actually, me da CP a hard drain says any omai boka e was a galamsey here and they cry. I launched this alternative livelihood empowerment programming na ebi e chassis galamsey ni bi chassis e wo achi krum but emede na I'm encouraged send it we see chassis tu anamon no ane hene o take hene on that also we make sure say at the end be jai no achi ye bon pie the ta wachi se bibia enkoso kama fuga
bidia achi wakasa ye pa me bon pie say ne hene na o friend no say galamsey o ye no njai no anase
no hene galamsey
also anase watena ho ama nkonfo bi esensuo no me bon pa ese ne opepo wo se saade no ejai no ebetimi ewie payo na onum say first second lady so eye biana Dr. Mahmoud Baomi Ayere oye serious galamsey woman. Dr. Mahmoud Baomi Ayere oye galamsey seriously.
Maybe the minimum na oka. Oh, your small scale miners for 100 acres.
It was not part of a Jumoye. Nancy and Orim only footballer way. I've heard they say as a Mojan only as a Mojan then there were a year a man said to be
licensed
whether license almost saying so almost saying so
say mining amount for your mining
and I'm saying
Senado can be he's not against mining you see, but irresponsible mining I'll be say you need but license that activities regulated
good because we have license companies almost saying so what I say when them say your company be a judgment debtor because no license to operate any question excavators, you are aware of it. Judgment debt in ye rule man me sure say by now. So afar a suma say anyway trees can we don't even know. But the call may every call be a Boama reforestation program because the Nanado Kenya is about reforestation and the reclaiming of these lands and one kasa supervisor said no. Sene omo say I was here tenants as a man. Now he invested so much into reforestation. The policy is welcome, but the can say rhetorics no adoso. So what the one no can say ma ye person mutu one amon. Until the say whatever policy or mode ba omatu ni din omo day. Alternative employment and livelihood program. You see, and the program is what national program no full title day.
National Alternative Employment and Livelihood
Program. National Land Reclamation and Reforestation. Bro, for be.
And the one cause I won't say the name at the end.
May share that read the whole program no. But the make question is say it is all about reclaiming the lands now. You're saying no. The lands are through these illegal mining activities. No, you're saying no. And no more person will reclaiming lands. No. Now, and try to reclaim these lands. No, you are going to employ people to do some of these things. And we want to make sure say the omodi in terms of land reclamation. No, Oko Western Regional. Se wo ko inche na se unhu hawa lands ni bi asaya Marcus ebe onwa and so mbetime reclaim sanyo mani na dua trees ema why fa it will be a fantastic idea and a fantastic project. So the project is welcomed. The bompa say omon try now omon create employment no now person who create livelihood support no. We are looking also at the tax system. Now we introduce you new taxes. It's overburdening the people. You see, you don't overburden the populace with tax system and then turn around and come and tell them, say, who create sustainable livelihood. Meanwhile, you know very well that some of these taxes now they are introducing, they are overburdening the normal citizenry. In Argentina, as on my so person and pass we reducing the burden on people and also of Ghanaians. Why don't you start by reducing these taxes? But I'm saying they make a lot of
yeah.
So the tax component of this government, is very, very important. And there's also fuel. Also the tax component of fuel near there. It is very enormous. Media reforestation and reclamation of these sport lands, it is welcome. But title now the man is say providing alternative livelihood and then I meant here because I didn't know assassin say no and our person reclaim. So the main project a reclamation of these lands.
Different different models.
6 models.
Into reclamation, and afforestation one aspect. And I said that training of your mom mining to get the needed skills to do mining. In a proper way.
The program has 6 modules, namely National Land Reclamation and Reforestation Program, and near 1 module. Agriculture and agro processing, and near 2nd module.
That's right.
Apprenticeship, 3rd module. Skills training and entrepreneurship. Responsible. And a baby don't mind responsible choir. Viable and sustainable small scale community mining, mine support services and community enhancement project.
That's right.
You see, sir, projects waiting now. So even the order of its arrangement, it is telling you something. Say, you have to reclaim the land and use the same reclaim lands for these projects for these modules all can once me. And the Emihun one say you matna or more championing the whole program University of Mines and Technology.
As I said, na Achiboy.
What's the name? New name here.
University of Mines.
But it's not the university that we built during our time.
And you know near come
now when they see university.
Now you must never present go for crown a day you must buy. You must.
Yeah. Sir.
Yeah.
I have to cross check my facts.
Okay, and we'll cross check for the program about the way. Yeah, this year. Yeah, this year say why?
Yes, but my man from my.
I mean, read the message.
Oh, my man can say. And the Kakosini say, we pray that these lands that have been, degraded, or mobile reclaiming these lands. Now, the employment here say. Okay. It should not be a mere rhetorics. Rhetorics not also.
All right.
That's as a better say agenda 111. So my name says who follow there? Who follow?
I follow.
Have you seen any progress?
Good morning, senior. This Akufo-Addo government has always been on platitudes and rhetorics. Yeah. The National Alternative Employment and Livelihood Program has been launched, and yet again, Nana Akufo-Addo is telling us he has directed the Minister of Finance to make adequate funding for it in the 2022 budget, yet to be read. A complete hoax, if my memory serves me right. This is about the 3rd time money is being wasted on pomp and pageantry of their sloganeering programs called Alternative Source of Livelihood. Akufo-Addo and his government are lost. My regards to Senior Fuga, my senior at Kumasi High School. This is Kobe, Deputy Secretary Hope for Menchia South Constituency. Okay, Kobe, good morning to you. Nyamishao, you are an ardent follower of Garden City TV. Yeah, that's and then 26 October, Mame and wish Era Ajua Enima Denchi, happy birthday. Era Ajua Enima Denchi, happy birthday to you. And wawoda Era Ajua Enima Denchi. Also dosewa, mama no dosewa. Amamreni wu mupa. Era Ajua utrim kapawati. Nyamisha omama ye nipa kese. Besumu nyame nasom adasama. Era onye nipa kitu o ye share oma ono mudi omo birthday ene. Mame Hillary Clinton so Edina Woda ene former First Lady of America or prayers and Kobe President of America Donald Trump na ama president ba wa serve one mai Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State America, ono Obama edi boni ene ye ne birthday mami ye wo no 1947 wanyini yi pa obro 74. Then another great personality and then so na woda the president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. And then so wonya 60 years. Adwena start ever. Ni papa di president, ono so be di president. The second term no way. Uhuru Kenyatta, October 26, 1961. And Uhuru Kenyatta. Ni papa di president no yakwada kete. I was seeing there na kama ono so be di president. Just like Nana Akufo-Addo. Ne papa nso ye president. And ono so be di president. Until 26 October. Bonds no omunye ni paketwa ti once again Eradra and Madenchi odosewa but I catch us odosewa nso the host of our program Ifrititi na nyame adom ya nominate Ifrititi for an award cultural television program of the year chese ye hia se obeto aba ede amano inti dial *447 *100#. Network be a use no ubetimi adale *447 *100#. Na wa follow prompt no. If it is also 5, now wa vote ya man. Vote are just 80 pesos any betel. Into you tends to describe it me vote as many as 13 times or so. Na odosewa etimi any award no na and when shana Abama Garden City TV. Inti mimenda and I na program no ebaso ewo TV so you can watch it. Facebook, YouTube, baby, everything. Yeshua de pa a free program nimo. Na mi share also Jimre na o share ye. Na mi ade mo china ye besen share. Achi, me da asipi. Fuga na mi share mo. We a gentleman and kasa. Na mi ade mo china be share. Me di kwame be nsa akode. Na mi on share nyina yeso abraye ho ama asem ya kra.
Woman don't suffer.